You're now listening to
The Cole Report.
102.3.
Delivering discourse from the black pits of bituminous coal.
This is your granny station.
All right, so there's a lot of things to discuss, but I hope F3nt gets here on time. But you guys in the chat can hear me, right? Is this the episode of the Oh my god, you people are terrible. You know, like I have to compete with Night Owls. I have to compete with Jay Burden. I even have to compete with my co-host Prude. Okay, this is why it's not on Thursday, because Prude, he didn't even stream yesterday. I was pissed. Okay, I had to I had to move this stream over, and anyways, so I'm just waiting. But before we get into that, so how has everybody been in the chat? Need those super chats. The entropy link is there. And this week, a lot of discourse has come up. I haven't solo streamed in like a good while. So it's I don't like solo streaming because frankly, I need someone to bounce off of. Because when I'm recording something, you know, I can pause, I can, you know, not make it awkward, not have dead air. So it is quite a feat for me to solo stream, but I guess if I'm more comfortable with it, then I guess I'll do them in the future. But there's a lot of takes. Take your lumps of coal. Yes, thank you, Volpe. There's a lot of things going on with Trump and with discourse and with the general election. And frankly, I do not want to. I wish I didn't have to talk about it for the next 3 months or so, or 2 months, or however long. But, you know, Kamala did her first interview. But anyways, so the Cole Report, this will be up for all patrons after the show. It's something I do on patreon.com/Giant Productions. And, of course, on substack.com/Geo's Content Corner. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm just waiting for my co-host this week, Blowdart, who's a good friend and Twitter mutual of mine. But there's a lot of stuff we have to cover. And it just seems that this whole, like, I don't know if it's organic or, I mean, it's not organic. A lot of it's controlled opposition. This whole thing about Trump and pro-lifers and IVF and so forth. But then there's other things too that I've been seeing in terms of like meme discourse. And I don't, like, again, I'm not certain what's going to happen in November, but I guess we'll get into the first. I have a few things, well, I have a lot of things actually that I can put up on screen, but let me find you something. So apparently Kamala, she did anyone like really expect that like canned interview to be good or to have anything meaningful to say? So let's go to where is it now. And I hope everyone's doing good this week. It's just, you know, I get kind of lost when I have to wait for a co-host, but okay, I'm just queuing up the article. So where is it? Man, I was watching Distributus stream. He's much better at solo streaming than I am. But anyways, let's go. All right, 5 takeaways from Harris's first major interview as the Democrat nominee. My values have not changed. What values? What values are they? I don't know. Harris presents herself as a pragmatist and a long anticipated. Well, she's not a pragmatist. Given to CNN's Dana Bash or Dana, whatever her stupid name is, running mate Tim Walz, Harris sought to strike a balance between defending Biden-Harris administration's legacy and charting her own path. It's very funny how Kamala Harris has to sort of fight against Biden. Like, she's sort of also running against Joe Biden, but not really, because Biden's like a non-entity, right? So it's, the strategy is kind of very weird how the media has fully pivoted to like Kamala mania. So Harris changed her positions to major issues in 2019, Medicare for all, supporting a Green New Deal, calling for decriminalizing migration, opposing hydraulic fracking. Is she going? It was very funny. I did watch that one clip about how she's saying that actually we were the ones securing the border and Donald Trump voted against it, or he told the Republican Party to not support the border bill, even though the border bill was like larded with a bunch of spending that wasn't pertinent to the border itself. But also the fact that I don't really think at this point Donald Trump can tell the rest of the Republican Party anything. And I think that that's indicative of what's happening with this whole pro-life thing, is that in actuality, Trump is sort of like his own person. And it's not really going to be, the Republican Party basically hates him as much as the Democrats. And so when Kamala in that interview said that, well, actually it's Donald Trump that's holding the Republican Party from voting for this major border bill, that's like a total lie. And it's nonsense. Because I don't think like Trump can sway these like normie conservative Republicans on anything, really. Brushing up Trump's rhetoric about a race. Same old tired play. Yeah, okay. So the street switching, the code switching is sort of her day one agenda. What day one agenda? Again, this is just empty platitudes. Of course, it's NBC News. Trump lashes out in Harris's answer. Comrade Kamala Harris answered to a very weakly phrased question. Her answer rambled incoherently. Declared her values haven't changed. That I agree, her values haven't changed. The border is going to remain open, not closed. There will be free healthcare for illegal aliens. No, but Trump is correct. And also the what's it called? The imagined gains, or the future gains tax, which is like totally crazy and insane. Gun confiscation. Walt say, wear my emotions on my sleeve. Yeah, of course you do. Republican Vice President nominee J.D. Vance, himself military veteran, accused him of stolen valor. Waltz, who said through a spokesperson he misspoke when he was talking about handling weapons in war. Well, how can you misspoke when you've said it? It's just me and F3nt are going to talk about the whole walls thing, hopefully. Anyways, if it's not, this is an attack on my children for showing love for me, an attack on my dog. So he had two separate dogs that he called Scout, and the whole crying thing, which is something I wanted to talk about. I really hate and despise this guy, but the crying kid was really the cherry on top. The crying kid of Tim Walz, because there's no way of getting out of it if you're a Republican, because either you attack him the way that they've attacked Barron for years, or the way they attacked Kyle Rittenhouse, who was defending his life, or the way they attacked the Covington kid. What was his name? Enter Sandman. Nicholas. Yeah, Unrealized Gains. Thank you, Lightning NC. Unrealized Gains. The way they attacked Nicholas Sandman, there's no real winning. And also, like, he's not even like actually neurodivergent. He just has like learning disabilities or what. Okay, here's the end of the article. He just has like learning disabilities or whatever. And so they brought this, like, yeah, exactly, total theater kid maneuver. Thank you, Bell, for us. Because they brought this like kid to cry, and this is like the picture of masculinity that the Democrat Party is going for, where he's like crying. He loves his father, as opposed to Barron, who hates his father because he shows no emotion. Barron Trump is actively trying to help his old man, because he's telling Biden, Freudian slip. He's telling Trump to say, listen, Dad, there's this popular streamer called Aiden Ross, who's like this, he's like this slop streamer that Zoomers love for some reason. Or there's Theo Vaughn. And so every time Trump does one of these things, he goes on stage, he goes on these interviews, he says, well, Barron said you're big, and Barron loves you, and Barron told me to go on your platform. And so I think that there's a key difference there between the sort of like theater kid nonsense that the Democrats are launching into. And oh, thank God. Okay, man of the hour right now.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Your friend, I can hear you.
How's the audio? Is it bad?
No, it's good. It's amazing, actually. Just, I have a bunch of stuff here on my Cole Report tabs of like different tweets and stuff. So let's go screen share. I just really, really, really despise this Tim Waltz minstrel show because like he's honestly where is it? There's a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, the Vindman thing. You wanted to talk about the whole thing about Telegram, right? Let's start with the Telegram stuff and then we'll get into the rest of the stuff. So let me go so let's where is it?
Well, the reason why I wanted to bring up Telegram is because like it links to what I call Libtard International. They're like really pushing the censorship shit very, very hard now.
Yeah.
Like there's like this like I wanted to talk about this on Night Owls, but they shut this topic down really quick. It's boring. But they have like this evil judge in Brazil who's like this like he looks like a Bond villain, and the New York Times fawns over him.
He was the one that he basically criminalized Bolsonaro's presidential campaign, if I recall.
Yeah, well,
he was the same guy.
He's like bald. Wall Street in the Night Owls. He like said his name. This guy's name always escapes me, and like I just see him as like a literal like Dr. Evil stand-in from like Austin Powers, but like actually like intimidating. He has like raccoon eyes. And,
what's his name? Brazilian judge in dispute with Elon Musk. Latin America's largest country. Oh God, Washington Post. Wait, I'm getting to free Al Jazeera. This is Al Jazeera. Brazilian Supreme Court ordered Friday that immediate suspension of social media platform X in the country after a court imposed a deadline expired for the company to identify a legal representative. Justice Alexandre de Moraes, Alexandre de Moraes asked, and Elon Musk, which also include the freezing of the satellite internet provider Starlink's financial accounts in Brazil. A lot of people in the favelas and a lot of people in Amazonias, like up north in Brazil, they rely on Starlink. That's like their only internet access. So he's a huge amount of people in Brazil. My mother was actually Italian expat to Brazil. Like half my family lives in Brazil. So this is the same judge, if I recall, that actually criminalized or made it criminal for Bolsonaro to campaign after they had their own like J6 event in Brasilia, in the capital. I believe like 4,000 people got arrested at his behest.
Yeah, I think it was like I remember reading like 1,400, but if it's 4,000, that's even worse than way worse.
Oh, that's like way worse. Yeah. Okay, let's explain this situation. So he basically is going after Elon Musk in Brazil because he's obviously being funded by the State Department. Like there was a lot of like intellectual history in Brazil because a lot of like leftards and Delusians and like critical race theory people went there from like the 80s to the 90s till now, and they all thought that like Lula was going to be their guy. Like Lula was talking to like Delusian professors in the 80s from America, and like, oh, he's finally going to be like our equivalent of like putting like garbage ape in government.
That's a good one. I mean, have you seen people? I mean, this is a little tangent, but like, have you seen people saying that like Garbage Ape died because he hasn't posted his march?
Yeah. Well, his full docs is out there. You probably could look up like a funeral thing in Ohio or wherever he's from. Yeah.
Congrats to Raygun Groiper, by the way. Best editor. I mean, like, I know he respawned. I don't think he's going to like refollow after the amount of like like sad posting and calling I've been doing on the timeline. But
I don't condone doxing, folks, but I won't shed a tear for evil people getting doxed.
He's great. Like him and Biden. Yo, dude. This was funny. So a while back, me and like the right-wing bodybuilders, we were like, let's troll Achilles' ex-fiance, right? Like
Annie Skywalker. Listen, I want to talk. I don't want to talk crap because Aurora, she follows me.
Yeah,
she
but
seems
I'm
like
not.
a nice girl.
I'm not going to talk.
Oh,
It led to Biden Joyper blocking me on my main, so then I had to follow him on my alt, and he was like, "This was Vanta Black Hole. You're never going to be forgiven." One guy I really like on Twitter, he's just like me, Plaza. He blocked me for like the longest time, and then eventually I redeemed myself in Night Out.
So, Plaza's a good account. Yeah.
I so like a bunch of people because of that incident and like trying to be like, you might want to log off. Maybe these incels might be, completely tongue in cheek. People
in Minecraft,
in Minecraft.
Once again, thank God the stream's gonna get paywall.
People were like, "This is too far. We don't understand irony anymore. We live in the post-irony era, and you're dead to us now."
Did BRG do the logo in the Chocolate Factory edits?
No, that was somebody else.
Those
were so good. Oh, dude. The one where it's like
logo in the Africans. Remember that?
Dude, the logo in the Chocolate Factory one was so good in that it's like a bunch of like George Floyd heads and then he melts them into like chocolate. And but the other one before that was even better, where it was like it's Cantbot and he has laser eyes and he's like vaporizing all. I can't believe we're talking about
this. He's like vaporizing continental Africa. Yeah. Oh, let's not talk. We're gonna talk about the news. This is a news show. No, but that was funny though. Like as much not that I like agree with a lot, but like some of the stuff that these guys post is like genuinely creative and hilarious. Not that I like agree with harassing people, but like it's like some of this stuff. Like I look at some of the stuff and it's like, oh man, like it's too much. Like, it's incredible. Like some of the stuff that that Nightmare F Slur posts, like it's some of those edits are crazy. Like it's he truly, like a lot of these guys truly are great artists in my opinion. Like even apparently like that one alt account that Biggie Slonk has where he's like still posting it. And back when they had like the AI voice access and people did I think it may have been Biggie Slonk that did the Trump on Epstein Island one. Like the people still quote. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, so this judge in Brazil, he's going after Elon, obviously at the behest of someone in the State Department or elsewhere. But what's the whole thing? Like I couldn't understand what's his last name? Pavel the Telegram guy.
So they do have like I'm pulling it up. Let me just click through like the work emails because like we had to write about this.
Durov. Yeah, Pavel Durov. Yeah.
Pavel Durov. Well, I mean, we'll go into like the whole girlfriend connection, but here are the 12 charges that they hit him with. Complicity, webmastering an online platform in order to enable an illegal transaction in an organized group. Refusal to communicate at the request of competent authorities information or documents necessary for carrying out and operating interceptions allowed by law. Complicity, possessing graphic images of minors. Complicity, distributing, offering, or making available graphic images of minors in organized groups. Complicity, acquiring, transporting, possessing, offering.
Yeah, like blaming him for platform stuff, basically.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like some of this is kind of right with like the intellectual property law stuff. But some of it's bullshit. The last 3 charges are about cryptology, services aiming to ensure confidentiality without certified declarations. So basically, you don't have know your customer stuff. Like you don't have like the ability to trace who's posting what. We're gonna smack you down. And one of the reasons why they really want to go after him is partially because of like everything that's happening inside Gaza and October 7th and stuff.
In Ukraine and in France with certain activities as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Iranian hackers. So they were able to like get like a lot of sensitive information out of Israel, and then they released it onto Telegram. So like like Israeli state secrets were available on like thousands of Telegram channels free to download.
Like Telegram news places like especially in like third world countries like Rebar or a lot of Al Jazeera affiliates, they were like basically broadcasting IDF secrets and locations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, see, one of the things that happened on October 7th, there was like one military base that like everybody evacuated, and like the Hezbollah not Hezbollah, the Hamas commandos or whatever, they ran through the base. They took out some computers and like they basically, like through Egypt or whatever, they sent it back to the Iranians, and like this is like how like a lot of this stuff is getting out there. And like this is like I feel bad for Pavel in that like everything is falling apart for him right now. Like
he's a sacrificial lamb. Yeah,
he was supposed to have a IPO. And like I do understand like some of these charges, like organized fraud. Oh yeah, you can buy accounts on Telegram. A lot of people use Telegram for dealing drugs. A lot of people use Telegram for 3D printed
cheese
gun
pizza,
parts,
pizza
and stuff like that. So like I kind of understand that stuff, especially with like the the intellectual property stuff, because like what soy millennials used to do with like LimeWire and FrostWire, that's now Telegram. And like another thing with Telegram is you can get like fake documents, and like kids will get their fake IDs for like driving, not driving, for drinking from so you could get like back in the day you had to go to like old Ironside fakes, and then like Western Union, some guy inside Hong Kong, so you could get like a scannable driver's license. Now you can just get that shit on Telegram. and like I understand, dude, because like if people are buying like fake passports and like fake driver's licenses and they had like what's that called, a counterfeit campaign where like someone was like doing like almost the super dollar version of like euros on Telegram. Like somebody was like doing counterfeits of euros that were so good it risked destabilizing the European Central Bank.
Oh my god.
So like there's like all of this there is but like a lot of the same stuff happens on like Telegram and Facebook too, right?
And 4chan and everywhere.
It reminds me of like how they went after 8chan back in the day, right? And it was like
like Hot Wheels got into it with the federal government. Like he
Hot Wheels.
that was apparently like he was into some like embarrassing stuff with prosties that El Reeve woman. I know this because I have to read the book for the computer room soon. That El Reeve got into like this expose on Hot Wheels and 8chan and like all these embarrassing details where he was like with these prosties doing stuff. But like no, but what's interesting about Telegram is that Telegram facilitates a huge amount of information in terms of geopolitics. Like I know that the Iranian state media, they subvert all of their sanctions by going to Telegram. Both Russians and Ukrainians use Telegram. Like for example, there were even I forget which, I think it was during Bakhmut, where the Russians would be monitoring Ukrainian Telegram channels and vice versa, and you'd have like soldiers that would like be essentially posting their location, and they would get like bombed like within a few minutes because they have like whole divisions on both sides just monitoring Telegram. So I saw like,
bro, like not to interrupt you really quick, but
go ahead.
Our like law enforcement and intelligence agencies, like Telegram is like a playground for them, even though like there's a faction of the US government that wants Telegram taken down.
Oh, for obvious reasons.
If you're familiar with like, remember like the terror wave people that will wear like skull masks and
there's still a few aesthetic posters that do that.
The Adam Waffen, and well, like they got like mass like wrapped up in like in raids.
There was a Tradcath kid that got wrapped up by the federal government because of Telegram.
We know him. I don't think we're allowed to say his name though, right?
No, the guy doesn't like me, so I'm not going to say his name.
His son. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
like his father,
yeah.
even though like he probably would be like, "Oh, you guys are ghoulish and stuff like that," and blah 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 blah. The reason why I like him is because he likes hardcore music. He like
Oh yeah.
listen, yeah. So,
I don't
um,
know why he doesn't like me. I was never. He always used to A-log me.
oh, it's like that
Yeah,
principal Catholic stuff. It's almost like he's like a left
yeah.
Cath of sorts.
Well, we'll
So
talk about that like with the stuff about the pro-lifers that you were getting on Night Owls, but no, but anyways, yeah. And what happened to his son was absolute federal entrapment. That was bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think also like the Gretchen Whitmer people, like
they
the
were on Telegram.
we're
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Telegram too.
yeah.
So the thing is like and then don't forget like we have like intelligence agencies like the foreign people like the DIA and stuff. I mean like even for like work like people that will do like financial analysis and stuff like that because of the Ukraine war nobody trusts like Forbes anymore and like even though Wall Street Journal got a little bit of credibility back
Yeah.
right now people are like getting their news from like not Bellum Acta because like they're like Brazilian rightoids that like get a lot wrong, but like Disclose TV, right? Like people inside of finance are like monitoring unusual whales and Disclose TV for the news.
I get all my Ukraine war news from the Duran, but anyways.
Dude, that's one of the so. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm giving away work secrets right now, but like one of the reasons why like my analysis has been like kind of accurate is because like I'll take like what they're saying from like Wall Street Journal, Woodrow Wilson Center, the John McCain Institute, like
Hoover
all
Institute, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
the
Center
Economist,
for
the
the Study
Economist
of
Report,
War. Yeah,
Center for
yeah.
the Study of War, yep. And then like I'll juxtapose it against like what the Duran is saying, what Professor Glenn Deason is saying, Alistair Crook. Alistair Crook
Yes,
is
Alistair
probably
Crook's good.
the best. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but they have him on Judge Knapp. That discredits him because Judge Napolitano, like boy or whatever. But no,
Or
Alistair
like
Crook.
Scott Ritter. They don't like Scott Ritter because of his funny stuff or whatever.
Well, with Scott Ritter, I looked into it. I was like talking to him on space a while back.
Yeah.
Apparently, like what ended up happening was he was on a site for like women that dress up like schoolgirls. Like it was like a Catholic
It
school.
was like jailbait stuff. It wasn't like actual. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like yeah.
and like they said, well, actually, you were talking to an agent that was underage anyway, you know, presenting themselves as underage. And then he was like, but I mean, like, he's done other weird things. Like, he and his wife, they were volunteer firefighters for like their volunteer fire department. And instead of
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
doing their job, they would like have public and stuff like that. so I mean, with Scott, so Scott Ritter and Pepe Escobar, you can throw like 30% of what they say directly inside the garbage.
Well, Simon McGregor, he always like embellishes and starts zig posting, but you know, the guy did blow the lid off of WMDs. Like we do have to owe Scott Ritter something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like then he'll do like stuff where he'll like start talking about like how every German needs to be like eliminated and like destroyed. Like he went on like Scott Ritter, he has like these mental illness episodes where he'll like start saying that like, oh yeah, we need to like every German, we need to get rid of every single German. And it's like, where are you getting this from? Why are you saying this?
No, we can see you, hibernation, we can see you, yeah. No, but like that, yeah, he will go crazy. Like he like he'll like really buy into like the like Russian third worldist stuff, and he'll like really say like crazy stuff. But like, yeah. But on the whole, like there are like good info channels, and what I notice is that like a lot of like Western Ukrainian stands, like they really hate Telegram, but like the Ukrainians themselves use Telegram, like Ukrainian soldiers, far right battalion people, they always like use a lot of Ukraine like Telegram stuff. Like you can go to like the official Azov channel and see like Russian prisoners getting tortured.
Oh,
Like,
dude, there was like some woman inside of the Ukraine, and she was, I can't believe I'm saying the Ukraine. Wow, like the the libtard brainwashing worked on me.
Yeah.
But
No, I think saying Ukraine is the libtard one, but saying the Ukraine is the Z posting pro-Russian. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
There was this woman. I think her name was like Farah. I'm right now scrolling down to it. I gotta stop ship. Oh, here it is. Like Azov. So her name was Irina Farian, and she was actually assassinated last month by the Azov battalion. And the thing was, like, she was like an MP who was like bringing in Africans to like study at like Ukrainian universities. And then like on Telegram, apparently like Azov battalion took credit for it. Was like,
no. Oh my god.
Yeah, like they literally beat her. Like they literally
oh my god.
Like they didn't shoot her. Like they literally like jumped her. Like they got like a Kyokushin karate guy to like start like
terrible. But you know the thing is though, like I don't condone that, but like this is why like I sort of have like moderated my own like takes on the Ukrainian war. Like I just basically want it to end. I think that those people in the east of Ukraine, like in Donbass, I mean, they obviously don't want to go with Kiev, but I think that the quicker this war ends, the better. Because I really like, as much as I don't agree with them, I really don't fault like average Ukrainians who are nationalists that just want to fight for, that have like actual grievances with Russia. It's just that I think that their position is growing more untenable. Yeah.
As like somebody who does like,
people accuse me of zigzagging here and there, but anyways.
Oh, dude, like one time on like Twitter, like in a space, I was saying, man, this war is a tragedy, right? Like,
it's still a tragedy. Yeah,
it was me, Nightmare Vision, Future Moldovan Citizen, Orc Brand, and I think it was Bald Lennial. And like all of us, we kind of had like a somber moment, and we were like, man, this is like a tragedy. And then this guy, like, he started saying, you guys are all and then he started like posting monkey Putin at us. Like, this doesn't piss us off. Like he was attacking us. He was like, I'm gonna
you're gonna end up in Ukrainian dungeon, SBU dungeon. Yeah.
No, dude. The thing with the Ukraine war that I will like even say like in my normie day-to-day life, like with other people who like do like international analysis, it's sad, it's tragic, but in the lead up to the war, people thought that like Ukrainians and Russians couldn't fight a war anymore. This was like a theory that was going around. People were saying, because they like dance music, they don't have the spirit of warriors anymore.
No, like, God, no. Like both sides have the spirit of war. No, that's not. That's a Western talking point. That's
because they like dance music and they drank at cafes sometimes. They meanwhile, this is like one of the most brutal and tragic conflicts.
People don't know how brutal it is. I think average Westerners that just read the news about it, like they don't realize this is a full-scale war, and it's the most brutal war I would say even since maybe World War II. Or since the Second Congo War or something of that nature. It's incredible. Like the stuff you see again on Telegram. And I think that's the reason why they want to shut Telegram down is because of that, because it shows like a lot of the atrocities that have been committed on both sides. But like you said, of course, the Israeli stuff, but apparently the French got him. Okay. So this is what I wanted you to explain, Fennel. Like, how is it that he was born in Russia? He lived in Italy when he was a kid, if you recall that Tucker Carlson interview with Pavel.
His dad was a historian or a linguist of some sort. So he was living, I believe, in Tyrol, northern Italy, the German part. And his dad was like an academic. So this guy was like a worldly, cosmopolitan guy.
Citizen of the world type, yeah.
But the funny thing is, he's like a libertarian. Like he's like a free speech absolutist. And he got in trouble with, the other thing we forgot to talk about was one of the reasons why the French wanted him was because there was like some shenanigans in Africa that was going down on
Telegram. There's a lot of French, like they say that they're engaging with like ex-Wagner people, and there's in Mali, and I believe even in Algeria still. Telegram was broadcasting that the French still have a lot of active operations in the Horn of Africa and places like that. So But why did France get him? Like, he doesn't seem to have like a. I could be wrong. Does he have any connection to France? Yeah.
They had. We're gonna have to talk about his girlfriend, and some people are gonna get mad at me for saying it, but like it has to be said. But one of the reasons to just get it out of the way, the reason why France was mad was because they were calling like Niger, like they didn't want, like the country inside the
Niger, yeah.
It's very close to the word you're not supposed to say. So then like liberals, like high status liberals, they would like signal and they'd be like, no, it's called Niger.
Yeah.
But they called it the coup belt. They called all those West African countries that were kicking out France and kicking out America and inviting China, Russia, and Iran in. We're calling it the coup belt, and part of it was I mean, this is like a problem also with like what's going on. We're losing a bunch of countries. What I mean by we, like America, is losing a bunch of countries.
The Anglosphere, yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Because we keep trying to like shove gay stuff down everybody's throats. We're at risk of losing Hungary. We lost the Dominican Republic because like the Dominican Republic, this is funny. They apparently have a border wall right now. They've deported 1 million Haitians. they got rid of birthright citizenship. And they said, hey, America, if you're going to like put sanctions on us or whatever, or like we're gonna invite the Chinese in. The
like, Chinese tourists will come to the Dominican Republic. Yeah,
this is scary. People are like using like these like third worldist countries to like basically be like, yeah, America. We got